welcome back to Wrestling Wednesdays. I know I fucked up. I know I didn't do a video last week. That's because I'm a complete moron and thought it was for this week. So yeah, we just proved something today. We're going to hop right into this. NJPW Best of the Super Juniors. We're going to cover 7 days, get you caught up to today, which is May 30th, as I said, 2016, and let's just hop right into it. For this, we're not going to describe matches. We're not going to, I'll do a little bit, but very, very little. And I'm also not going to go on and on about the other matches that weren't part of this tournament, because if we were to do that, I would have to do like a video a day for the next month. And then that would set the precedence for G1, and then I'm dead. Day 1, we start off with Rocky Romero versus David Finley. Now, I've given my opinions on David Finley. This run he's doing right now in this Super Junior tournament, I honestly think this is really some of the best I've seen of him. It leads me to question, if David Finley's in this, why not Jay White? Why not Juice Robinson? I feel like we're missing a couple of lions we could have added to the Super Juniors. Whatever, not the point. Rocky Romero, one half of Roppongi Vice. Very fun tag team. Well, let's just call them, they're basically the tag team from the Red Light District of Japan. Yeah, this was a pretty good match. It wasn't too bad. Especially, and no offense given here for David Finley match, they don't give him a lot. The audience doesn't respond a lot to him. So it kind of lessens the impact of a Finley match. That being said, this was a good match. This is a really good match. Rocky getting in a whole lot of offense. I'm digging Rocky Romero right now. Just one thing. Is it Psycho? Or is it Psycho? I always thought it was Psycho. And I swear to God, like, I just keep hearing him go, Psycho! Psycho! Yes, you are a psychopath, yes. Rocky Romero gets his point. First 2 points of the game. Just to explain how this works a little bit. Alternating matches, like a regular tournament, no elimination. Every victory earns you 2 points. Whoever has the most points at the end of this, basically close to a month of this, wins. So the next match of that day would have been Bushi versus Ghetto. Ghetto, how do I word this? Ghetto is sort of in a position like Goldust, where it's like when he's in a feud, you don't expect him to win because he's not quite part of the newer talent that you expect them to push, and he wasn't too big as far as old talent. I think he's phenomenal. I love him in the ring. I love his character work. I love the guy. He's a fun, entertaining guy to watch. The only thing is, I almost always know he's going to lose. Ghetto won this match. Matt Seidel versus Ryusuke Taguchi is the next match, and I don't know what it is. Dude, Matt Seidel, you are doing nothing wrong. I just need you to I need them to do something with you. Next match, Matt Seidel versus Ryusuke Taguchi. The person he's versing, Matt Seidel, is Matt Seidel. He can do this. Peace. Not undercutting him, he obviously can do a lot of stuff in the ring. He's a phenomenal high flyer, he has great mat game, his strikes are really clever, and he knows how to place them and counter with them. He's a very, very fun to watch wrestler. I just wish we had more to watch than just moves. I just want the character to have more. It's kind of like Juice used to, when he was floundering in NXT as CJ Parker. I liked CJ Parker, but I mean, we needed something other than save the world, man, yeah, woo. Ryusuke Taguchi, surprisingly, and I mean it, surprisingly gets the point here for the win. I had my money on Seidel. And the final match of the day, the main event for tonight, was Kushida versus Kyle O'Reilly. Anyone else here just love the way these names are yelled and the fire behind it and the passion just for announcing that we get? Because I feel like that adds such a level of excitement to a person's entrance, especially when they go up on the rope and they're waiting for that name and then you hear, Kyle O'Reilly! And you just see him pose, and it's just, there's something about the way Japan does it that's just infinitely better and I guess more important. This was a great match, and I mean a great match. Kyle O'Reilly closing out day 1. Strong. Strong. Kushida looked great. Kushida, that goes without saying. Kushida can't look bad. I'm convinced you can put him with a fucking mop in the ring for 15 minutes and you'd get a fucking classic. But Kyle, for those of you who watch PWG, you know what he can do. But if you don't, wow, this is, as I've said it before, there's no one in the business that looks more like they're having a legitimate MMA fight and Kyle O'Reilly. And now he's chaining shit together that I haven't seen, and just... The one thing, there's one thing that I dislike about O'Reilly is the clothesline. The rebound clothesline that Ambrose does, and honestly, you should have let it die with McGuinness. That's all I'm going to say on that one. This was two young, phenomenal, at the top of their game talents, swapping submission for submission, strike for strike, grapple for grapple, and I know that sounds like I just described a match, just things that happen in a match, but no, all of those things were countered beautifully, hit beautifully, chained beautifully. This was just... Go watch this match. This isn't the best of this page that I have, as far as all 7 days, but it's close. This is one of the best matches I've watched in this tournament so far. And we move on to day 2. Now we move on to day 2. Tiger Mask, getting an anime by the way, well, another part of his anime, versus Ricochet. And I want to sit here and be like, Tiger Mask had a chance, guys. He's got an anime promotion. No, there was next to no chance at this opening match going to Tiger. Let me also say this. When I say there's no chance, that means in normal matches. In tournaments like this, anyone can win at any time. They're very rarely, unless you're Honma, very rarely do you end up with 0 points at the end of a tournament. So fair enough, you know what I mean? You can have this. But I still went in thinking Tiger Mask was going to lose to Ricochet. And big surprise here, Tiger Mask lost to fucking Ricochet. Ricochet just... I mean, his name is self-explanatory. He fucking bounces all over the place. Springboards, handsprings, fucking top rope maneuvers, avalanche maneuvers. He's aptly named. Yeah, Ricochet takes the 2 points. Jushin... Okay, so Jushin Thunder Liger versus Bobby Fish. Yeah, it was an alright match. I'm just gonna try and breeze through this one as much as possible. Bobby... Great character work. I love his character work in this tournament. Liger tells him to hit the ropes at one point. You know, you want me to hit the ropes? You want me to hit the ropes? You hit the ropes! And he makes Liger hit the ropes, and then they do that spot again later. You want me to hit the ropes? You want me to hit the ropes? Okay. You want me to hit the ropes? He just turns and kicks him beautifully. Like, that kind of stuff is just... I'll never get sick of it. Liger might be the best as far as taking... character work and digesting it and spitting it back out, whether that be just copying it like with Dalton Castle or in this match, just having fun like with do this, no, you do this. He just knows how to click with that kind of style. Maybe that's because he's more accustomed to dealing with foreigners like Americans and stuff like that in our style of wrestling. Yeah, Jushin Thunder Liger gets the 2 points in this and we move on. Volador Jr. versus Trent Barreta. What the fuck is Volador? What is Volador Jr.? What is this thing? I have no other way to say this. When I clicked on NJPW World, I clicked on it and I saw Volador Jr. Weird, big, almost cartoonish, glassy eyes staring at me, that weird smile. What the hell am I looking at? This is creepy. This is like a thing from Nightmares. And then I saw him wrestle and I felt bad for thinking that, because this guy's got some talent. Still fucking, you're a weirdo. You're a weirdo. I like your style. I like weird people. You're a fucking weirdo. You rip your pants off during the match. You rip your mask off during a match. Fucking weirdo. But I like it. Volador Jr. is a luchador, so he hits pretty much all the classic luchador things. Arm drags, and, oh, fuck, what are they called? Avalanche. No, arm drags. Seriously, he's got some beautiful topes, he's got some beautiful springboard. Like, this guy doesn't look like he should... And he sinks when he does it, but he doesn't look like he should be able to float the way he does, and then the weight kicks in, and you go flying. He's also fucking crazy, so there's that. He's fighting Trent Barreta. Other half of Roppongi Vice. Trent Barreta wins the match with his most disgusting package spike pile drive, whatever you want to call it. Fucking backpack, belly to back pile driver. Fuck that. God hates whoever's taking that move. But yeah, Trent Barreta gets the point. And we move on. And now we go for the main event of tonight. Chase Owens, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but he's not terrible. He's got some fun character work. Overall, I definitely personally see more problems with him than I do positives. He doesn't bring much personally to the table that other people can't. Yeah, he's fighting Will Ospreay, who... Will fucking Ospreay. End of the year, I'm going to do a top 10 matches of the year, kind of like a match of the year thing. And just, wow, already 2 of them are Will Ospreay. I'm just going to let that know. Just going to let that one go now. I'm going to let you adjust to that, whether you want to tell me to go fuck myself because of that or not. Start working on that now, because it's probably going to happen. He might get 3 if he gets a good push. This guy gets everything. He gets selling, he gets story, he gets character work, he knows when to play to the crowd. Once again, there's probably one small gripe I have with him, and that's he might play a little too much to the crowd. It was a good match overall. It was fun. I think, if I'm being honest, Chase slowed it down a little bit. It needed to be done, since that's his style. He's not accustomed to that high-paced thing, and he's a very slow, methodical, and he's a heel, so he needed to slow it down as well. But either way, I feel like this match could have been a little bit more than it was. But yeah, Chase Owens, disappointingly in my opinion, gets the win. Move on to day 3. Bushi versus Matt Seidel is our first match. Bushi not winning his 2 points yet, and Seidel also not winning his 2 points yet. So in this match, we are guaranteed somebody getting their first 2 points. I'm a little disappointed with who they chose. Again, not knocking Seidel. Seidel's a phenomenal talent. If I owned a company, if I owned an actual promotion, I would easily hire Matt Seidel. Seidel is a lot that you want in a wrestler. But I think Bushi needed it more. Bushi is newer. Bushi's hungry. He's part of that new stable. You never know how these tournaments are going to go. Matt Seidel takes the victory from Bushi and the 2 points. Move on to the next match. Ghetto versus Kyle O'Reilly. Now, at this point, I thought maybe they were trying to push Ghetto in, like, an advantageous position. Like, oh, he's been here a while. Oh, he might not be here forever. Oh, he's going to win a couple of matches leading up. Oh, he might win the tournament, and then doesn't. That's what I thought they were doing with Ghetto. No, Kyle O'Reilly beats him pretty swiftly. It wasn't a squash match or anything. That probably could have been poor choice of words on my part. Kyle wins the 2 points, and we move on. David Finley versus Ryusuke Taguchi. I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't like this match that much. There's nothing wrong with it. It was just personally need to dictate that. Cannot point that out enough. There was no major glaring flaws that made me go, this match is shit. It was just in a match. I mean, in this tournament, I've already seen Kyle O'Reilly, Kushida. I've seen Ricochet wrestle, Trent Barreta, and Volador. Those were all great. Those were good matches. And then you get this one that was okay, and it juxtaposed to those good and great matches was just kind of, yeah, that's a thing. That's a match. That was good. All right, moving on. Ryusuke Taguchi gets the point, and he fucking deserves every second of it. And I got something I want to say about Taguchi after this. Rocky Romero versus Kushida. This was a really good match. Like I didn't think this would be as good of a match as it was. I've always loved Kushida. I mentioned you can't have a bad match with Kushida. Rocky's great character-wise. Rocky's great in the ring. I didn't think these two would equate to as good a match as it did, though, even despite saying that. I really enjoyed this a lot. The way they played off one another was great. Rocky surprisingly gets over on Kushida. 2 points for Rocky. Move on to day 4. Volador Jr. versus Tiger Mask. Overall, a good match. This was, not much to it. But I liked it. I enjoyed it. Volador Jr. takes the victory. 2 points for him, finally. Chase Owens versus Jushin Thunder Liger. Yeah, again, we got some people here that aren't, that interesting for me. Chase Owens, not my favorite wrestler. Thunder Liger, great wrestler. Great character work. When they team up, when they're matched up rather, and they're put together to work together, and it's 1v1, not the most interesting for me. This was indeed a match. That's the best thing I can say to that. A lot of these, when you have a tournament and you have a bunch of guys going together, this guy will fight with this guy will fight with this guy, then this guy fights with this guy, and then this guy, and you have everybody fighting with everyone, you're bound to get some boring matches. Or some, I shouldn't even say boring, some not interesting to specific sets of people. It doesn't hit my fancy, so to speak, and that's fine, it doesn't have to. And it's bound to happen, like I was trying to say, it's a tournament, you're gonna get those. You're probably gonna get outweighed, though, those outweighed with a bunch of great matches. So yeah, Jushin Thunder Liger beats Chase Owens for the 2 points, and we move on. Ricochet versus Bobby Fish. Really enjoyed this match. Really like this. I don't remember if it was in this one or the next time we saw him that we heard Bobby yell, "What are you saying? What are you saying? I don't speak Japanese!" I love this character. Ricochet is, as I've mentioned, Ricochet. Flips, death, he wins. Why are you even trying? Just fucking count yourself out. It's fucking Ricochet. I'm gonna talk about something I don't like about this. Bobby Fish has been in 2 matches and he's lost 2 of them in this tournament. Might have to change his name to fucking Jobby Fish, because I don't like that. Both as a joke and in real life. I don't like either of those. Ricochet takes the 2 points and moves on. Trent Barreta versus Will Ospreay. Wow. 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 Can fucking Ospreay have a bad match? Like, actually, can he? I'm actually asking you. This was a great match, and I didn't know who was taking this. I really didn't. Talk about false finishes, works, like, I totally thought this was going to Ospreay, and it doesn't. Rightfully, though, because Barreta put on a fucking great performance here. The only negative I can really bitch about is I audibly and physically saw and heard Trent Barreta making calls. Day 5, Ghetto versus Matt Seidel. Really thought Ghetto was taking this. Once again, not trying to shit on Seidel. I thought a lot of Seidel's points would come. A lot of his points would come later. No, Ghetto lost. Took the clean pin for Matt Seidel. Matt Seidel's got this one move where someone goes for a kick, he blocks it, transfers it to his shoulder, moves his head to the other side, and then reverses with that kick. That is... You're a fucking video game character. But yeah, like I said, Matt Seidel, 2 points, we move on. Bushi versus Kyle O'Reilly. Fucking give Bushi some points already! What, are you saving him for fucking Apocalypse? Why does he have to lose to everybody? Okay, look, I love Kyle, and I guess to have Kyle go over on the last 2 people he did and then lose to him, that wouldn't be cool. But fucking, there's ways you could have had him beat him unclean. Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly slightly disappointingly goes over Bushi. Not saying that due to Kyle, saying that due to Bushi having 0 at this point in time. Plenty more days to go. Bushi could totally catch up and win. He's not going to win. Bushi's not winning. He's not going to win. Move on to the next match. David Finley versus Kushida. I'm not even going to do this match. I'm not even going to humor this enough to say that this was a match. Kushida gets the 2 points, and we move on to Taguchi versus Rocky Romero. Slightly dickish of me, but at the same time, am I wrong?
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Taguchi versus Romero. Good match. I really enjoyed this. This just, once again, proves it. Taguchi, give that man a light heavyweight run. Give him a nice run. But yeah, surprisingly, Taguchi goes over on Romero, and Taguchi gets 2 points. Day 6, Volador Jr. versus Jushin Thunder Liger. The idea here, I love every second of it, and I just wish I got a little more than I did. Not a bad match at all. I'd still give it a good or a great. I feel like this was a pretty standard match rather than something fun to look at, rather than an actual spectacle for these two to be going at it. Next match, Tiger Mask versus Chase Owens. First 2 matches of the night on this one were the weaker. Actually, Volador was 3rd. I don't know why I wrote it that way. I'm a fucking idiot. Whatever. The first two I've written, which is Volador and Chase Owens, both of those matches were meh. Chase Owens versus Tiger Mask is next. Volador got those 2 points, and I will say that those 2 matches, the Volador, Liger, and Owens and Tiger match, didn't mean to accidental Seuss that, but no, I think those 2 were probably the weaker of the night, and then the last 2 were definitely much better. Tiger Mask wins against Chase Owens. I didn't expect Chase Owens to go over. Kind of pissed that Chase Owens got the clean victory on Ospreay, but yet easily loses to Tiger Mask. Trent Barreta versus Bobby Fish. And Bobby Fish gets his first 2 points, yay! Had a lot of submissions, by the way. I've noticed that. Bobby, I believe, if I remember correctly, Bobby won by submission here. And we've seen a lot of submission wins in this. I think I can actually count the amount of pins on my... Yeah, wow, huh. That's weird to think about. Yeah, so speaking of match of the night, I mentioned that earlier. Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. Not only is it a phenomenal match like it should be, I mean, these two are both fucking... springboard pinball death machine. You know the PWG previews? Take all the cool stuff from PWG previews, Put them together, make it the same two superstars, and make that one long match, that 5-minute preview. All those cool spots, you saw all of those type of things in this match. Yeah, guys, if you're gonna watch one match, I think I saw it on YouTube. Go watch Will Ospreay versus Ricochet at this year's Best of Super Juniors, Day 6, 2016. Ospreay gets his first 2 points, severely earned. I mean, he should have gotten those points much earlier, in my opinion, especially after, as I mentioned, that Kushida match at Invasion Attack, but whatever. Ospreay gets his 2. There's still, as I've mentioned, plenty of tournament for my complaints to be fixed. Day 7. Ghetto versus David Finley. David Finley wins. My Ghetto theory is now debunked. Bushi versus Rocky Romero. This was Rocky's match. Rocky didn't get the points. Bushi got his first 2 points. Again, rightfully, should have had those. But Rocky stole this match for me. I'd like to see Roppongi Vice go up against Ingobernables. I'd like that as a little feud. It would be pretty much just chaos versus them, so I guess you could even tie in Okada and shit through that if you'd like to. Next match of the night we're going to talk about is Matt Seidel versus Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly didn't win. Matt Seidel got the victory over him. But yeah, Matt Seidel gets the victory with the shooting star, which is just still gorgeous. He hits that better than anyone else. I gotta say, I completely get why they use the shooting star in slow-mo for his WWE entrance video. Because it's fucking perfect. It is perfect. We got the main event for the night, Ryusuke Taguchi versus Kushida. And this reaffirmed my point. Just start pushing Taguchi in that angle, man. Start pushing him where Kushida is, because I see money. As I mentioned, Kushida gets his 2 points, and that's pretty much it for the first 7 days. I'll do a quick recap. So now we're going to go through the totals of everything. If you hear me throw a number out, that's the score that they have at that current time, due to the win on that day, if that makes sense. So if you hear me say, Kyle gets 4, that doesn't mean he earned 4 points, that means he currently is sitting at 4. Day 1, Rocky Romero, Ghetto, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Kyle O'Reilly each take the lead with 2 points. Ricochet, Liger, Trent, Barreta, and Chase Owens join those from Day 1, so they also have 2. Day 3, Matt Seidel gets 2 points, joining those from the previous days. Meanwhile, Rocky, Taguchi, and O'Reilly, they have 4, giving them the early lead at this point. Day 4, Volador gets his 2 points, joining all those others, while Trent, Barreta, Ricochet, and Liger, they gain 4. Day 5, Seidel joins the 4 club, Kushida gets his 2, Ryusuke Taguchi and O'Reilly, they are the first to 6. Day 6, Volador gets 4, joining them. Tiger Mask gets his first 2, as well as Bobby Fish, he gets his first 2 as well. And then Ospreay steals his first 2, and probably match of the night, if not match of the year for me. So, yeah. Day 7, Finley earns his first 2, Bushi earns his first 2 as well, Seidel earns his 6, and Kushida gets 4. So, just, I'm going to put a picture up right now. It'll show you who's got what points, who's standing in what position. Plop that up right now. So I'm going Ricochet, Liger, Taguchi, or O'Reilly for this year. I know, as I was picking them, I'm like, I sound like a fucking idiot, but thank you for joining us this week for Wrestling Wednesday. I've been J Beard Stereo, your host as always. If you can, click down there, that little arrow, it'll put those words out, it'll tell you what we're doing next week. Well, next show. And it'll probably be this, part 2. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Like and subscribe if you can, leave some comments, tell me my face looks stupid. You know, the more I think about it, the more I realize, I mean, I always knew it, but it becomes more and more obvious that friends and family, they're temporary. Well, Bullet Club, well...
Bullet Club for life.